Are CBS's hit shows on the brink of disaster? This week, we dive deep into the network's renewal prospects, and the picture isn't pretty for some fan favorites. Get ready for some shocking revelations about surprising collapses and potential underdog victories on the CBS Renew Cancel Watch. Let's break down the fate of CBS's newest series, including the highly anticipated Friday night spinoff pairing and a new Sunday reality experiment. Plus, we'll dissect the concerningly low premiere ratings of Thursday night's drama lineup. Buckle up, because some of these predictions might surprise you. Understanding our prediction system. For each show, we'll provide its average 18 to 49 demographic rating and highlight its peak performance on Paramount+. This gives us a well-rounded view of its overall performance, both on traditional TV and streaming platforms. Week 2 predictions. The roller coaster begins. Matlock, from surprise hit to sudden slump. 0.18 demo rating. Here's a twist no one saw coming. Matlock, last season's unexpected darling, experienced a dramatic downturn. CBS clearly had high hopes for Season 2, granting it a coveted post-NFL premiere slot, a privilege only shared with Tracker, and Elsbeth, though further removed from the lead-in. They even backed it with substantial promotion. But here's where it gets controversial. All that effort seemingly went to waste. Discounting the NFL-inflated premiere rating of 0.51, because, let's be honest, post-NFL numbers rarely reflect a show's true audience, Tracker being a notable exception that consistently delivers strong ratings regardless of its air date. Matlock concluded its previous season with a solid 0.48 rating, considered a series high at the time. While it dipped lower on occasion, it was undeniably a hit, consistently delivering at least a 0.3, if not a rounded 0.4. It was never considered a ratings burden. Fast forward to its time-slot premiere this season, and the show only managed a dismal 0.18. That's right, it was the lowest-rated 9 p.m. show on CBS premiere week, shedding over 60% of its demo rating. The viewership also took a significant hit, plummeting from a previous low of 5.6 million to just 4.2 million. The time-slot premiere was down by a staggering 2 million viewers from its Season 1 average, a 33% decline. Ouch. This is undeniably a disaster on the surface. But here's the catch. We're not downgrading it just yet. While a downgrade is definitely on the table, the key factor now is its streaming performance on Paramount+, particularly given Skydance's emphasis on the platform. Last season, Matlock was one of CBS's most-watched shows in multi-platform ratings, second only to Tracker. It exceeded its linear ratings by a mile, and it's getting the benefit of the doubt for now. If its multi-platform performance proves mediocre, however, a downgrade is imminent. But early signs, based on Paramount+'s daily top 10 chart, suggest it's performing well. And that's really all we have to go on at this point. For now, Matlock remains a certain renewal, albeit one hanging by a thread. What do you think? Is CBS being too lenient, or is streaming the saving grace? Elsbeth, delayed gratification or delayed doom? The 0.14 demo rating. Elsbeth finds itself in a similar predicament to Matlock. Its late-season performance didn't foreshadow its current struggles. In fact, it nearly reached a series high, and it maintained a relatively stable performance throughout the season. However, it returned more than a tenth below its season average and 30% lower than its previous low, which aired behind a Christmas special in late December. However, Elsbeth's situation differs from Matlock's in one crucial aspect. It has always been, at best, a middling ratings performer. While its ratings were acceptable for the 10 p.m. slot, it consistently ranked among CBS's lowest-rated series in same-day ratings. Its survival hinged on its strong delayed ratings, boasting more NP plus 35 viewers than NCIS, Ghosts, or Survivor, all shows that significantly outperform Elsbeth in linear ratings. And this is the part most people miss. That's why its dismal 0.14 rating, while undoubtedly embarrassing, isn't an immediate death sentence. Its strength lies not in first-run ratings, and it has previously weathered low linear ratings thanks to robust delayed viewership. That's not to guarantee that it will maintain its strength in delayed ratings this season. However, like Matlock, its status as one of CBS's top-performing multi-platform shows last season earns it the benefit of the doubt. It remains a likely renewal for now. Do you believe in the power of delayed viewing, or is Elsbeth living on borrowed time? Sheriff Country? A mixed bag in the Wild West. Demo rating not specified. Sheriff Country's debut was a mixed bag. The Fire Country spinoff premiered at a special time of 9 p.m., crossing over with its parent show. While it managed to attract approximately 250,000 more viewers than Fire Country, it shed 27% of its lead-in audience despite the connected episodes. We've witnessed spin-offs perform far worse, and it's certainly not a complete failure. But this probably isn't the outcome CBS was hoping for if it truly aims to establish the Country franchise as its next big thing. So far, Sheriff Country appears to be a middling player, ranking 11th out of the 15 CBS scripted premieres last week. Despite this, its future seems relatively secure. As mentioned earlier, CBS appears determined to make the Country franchise a success. While Sheriff Country's linear ratings are underwhelming, they aren't a deal-breaker, suggesting they won't hinder CBS's long-term franchise ambitions. It's also performing reasonably well on Paramount+, peaking at number 2 this week and surpassing its parent show. Ratings for the second episode are still pending, making it one of CBS's best-performing series on the platform this week. CBS has demonstrated a consistent approach to decision-making in recent years, canceling shows that were performing adequately simply because they no longer fit into their plans, while renewing more middling performers they seem to favor. Sheriff Country has been in development for a considerable time and is a clear priority for CBS. It will take more than a mediocre debut to seriously jeopardize its chances of renewal. It's a likely renewal. What do you think? Is CBS's loyalty to its Country vision blinding them to the show's true potential? Boston Blue, an arresting debut week, 0.23 demo rating. It was a pretty good week to be Boston Blue. Its premiere ratings were, admittedly, unexciting. However, with a 0.23 in the key demo, it emerged as CBS's highest-rated scripted show at 10 p.m. during premiere week. That's a damning indictment of the overall decline in ratings across the board, but it's still a significant achievement for Boston Blue, especially considering it grew from its lead-in, a feat that eluded all other 10 p.m. shows. To put things in perspective, Blue Blood's series low was 0.22, so Boston Blue managed to premiere higher than that. It also narrowly surpassed Blue Blood's series low in viewership and gained 300,000 viewers from Sheriff Country. All of this contributes to making its OK premiere rating look considerably better in comparison. While Blue Bloods enjoyed a long and successful run on CBS, it had waned from its peak by the time it concluded, and first-run ratings expectations for Boston Blue weren't particularly high to begin with. It essentially met those expectations, which is particularly impressive, given the dismal performance of almost everything else on CBS. But none of that was the biggest boon for Boston Blue's renewal prospects this week. The show was sold into over 100 markets worldwide this week, instantly boosting its profitability and making it more lucrative for CBS, significantly improving its renewal odds. With strong international sales already secured, there's little doubt that CBS will keep it around beyond this season. Sheriff Country's only OK is also working in Boston Blue's favor, making it even less likely that a show that has already sold into so many territories will be canceled to make space for a relatively untested franchise. It's been upgraded this week to a likely renewal, with a further upgrade very possible once multi-platform ratings are released. Blue Bloods had been fading in the ratings towards the end of its run and rated towards the middle of the CBS pack during its final season. If this spin-off can't at least hold up well compared to Blue Blood's middle-of-the-road showing, it could find itself in a bit of trouble, but that feels unlikely. The Road? A dead end for reality TV? 0.16 demo rating? We've reached the end of the road. The road capped a disastrous premiere week for CBS, with a mere 0.16 rating for its premiere, retaining only 36% of its tracker lead-in and losing nearly 5 million viewers in just the premiere episode. It plummeted to a 0.12 in the demo by its third and final half hour, after starting with a 0.20. It's clear that there's simply no interest in this show, and even though it's not very compatible with tracker, this is one of the worst premiere performances we've seen in a while. It's an indefensible performance, even if it's likely much cheaper than scripted shows with similar linear ratings. Its delayed ratings are undoubtedly much lower, as there was seemingly zero interest in this show on Paramount Plus, and reality shows on CBS typically experience smaller gains in delayed viewing. This marked Taylor Sheridan's first series for CBS, with the Yellowstone creator executive producing this reality series alongside Blake Shelton. While Sheridan is sure to remain an important creative force for Paramount Plus and likely CBS, this demonstrates that his name alone isn't enough to guarantee a hit. This show is a complete misfire for Sheridan and CBS, and a renewal is difficult to imagine. It's been downgraded this week to a likely cancellation. Has Taylor Sheridan lost his Midas touch, or was this project doomed from the start? DMV stuck in neutral, 0.26 demo rating, is as much of a toss-up as any show on CBS. Its linear ratings are passable but not spectacular, dropping to a 0.26 in the demo this week. It's now barely above Papa's House's series low, indicating that it's no stronger than that show. It's seemingly quite cheap to produce, but that alone won't be enough for CBS to go out of its way to renew it. It will need to demonstrate solid gains in multi-platform viewing, something Papa's House failed to achieve. The ending of The Neighborhood could be both a blessing and a curse. CBS is unlikely to order 2 new comedies, but if they favor dramas, they could cut a comedy hour again. That would completely doom DMV. It's still early in its run, but DMV certainly looks vulnerable, although it currently leans slightly toward the right side of the bubble. It leans renewal for now. What do you think? Can DMV find its audience, or is it destined for the cancellation graveyard? NCIS Origins and NCIS Sydney, the franchise fades. Demo ratings not specified. These 2 shows continue to struggle this week, with Origins inching closer to its series low despite its time slot upgrade from last season. Origins and Sydney are among the underperforming spinoffs on CBS this year, an inevitable consequence of the network's aggressive strategy of spinning off as many shows as possible. Both have consistently been middling at best in first-run ratings. And that hasn't changed this year, despite the creation of an all-NCIS night. Sydney managed to look slightly better this week, ticking up slightly as Origins dropped, but it remains a clear weak link. Origins didn't drop massively, but it didn't have much room to drop to begin with before it started to look like a true eyesore. It was a solid multi-platform performer last season, so it remains in the renewal column, but it was weaker in that metric than other low-rated shows like Matlock and Elsbeth, and it hasn't enjoyed the international sales success of Boston Blue, so it's not completely safe. We'll have a clearer picture once CBS releases multi-platform ratings. With little change this week, Origins remains a leans renewal prediction, and Sydney remains a leans cancellation prediction. Is the NCIS magic fading, or can these spin-offs recapture the franchise's former glory? Interactive schedule. Schedule table mirroring the original content. Prediction key. Key mirroring the original content. What are your thoughts on these predictions? Do you agree or disagree? What are your own predictions for CBS's renewal decisions? Share your opinions in the comments below and cast your vote in the poll.